Good day. Today let's have a look at the Xhosa rites of passage. Male initiation in the form of circumcision is widely practiced amongst the Xhosa because it is believed that an uncircumcised male will always be considered a boy, an inkwenkwe, until he has undergone the rites of passage, whereupon he will be considered a man, namely an indoda. So what happens is that the abakweta, these young boys, abakweta, initiates in training, live in special huts called, each one called an ibhoma, made of branches and today corrugated iron or plastic, isolated from villages or towns, and if geographically possible, on a mountain, and they stay there for several weeks. They have their heads shaved and they wear a loincloth and they have a blanket for warmth, but little more than that. White clay, which is called ifuta, is smeared on their bodies from head to toe, and during this period they are expected to observe numerous taboos or prohibitions and to act deferentially and show respect to their adult male leaders and especially to women. There are various stages during this initiation process, and each one will be marked by the sacrifice of a goat or beast. And the operation is performed by a traditional surgeon called an ingribi. Now, the seclusion period, the occurrence and length thereof varies, but it depends on when the boys can get holidays. It's normally during school holidays, and winter is considered to be the most appropriate time, but the initiation season also occurs during December, so it is really a time when the boys can have time away from school or university. Right, so they are then called abakweta. Just adjust the spelling. And there is a picture of them. So when these initiates or abakweta have completed the seclusion phase, which can last a number of weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, they walk to a nearby river, and then they will wash all the clay off their bodies and then leave all of which they used during that period behind and burn it in the ibhoma, in the hut, and then walk away. And it is very important that they walk away without looking back, because by doing so they leave their boyhood behind and walk into the future or into their manhood. And there then is a picture of the ibhoma burning. After the seclusion period, a celebratory feast or umgidi is held, and then these young men are given new Western clothes to mark their new status as amadoda, as men. They are now called the amakhwala. Amakhwala being new initiates, and can often be recognized by the reddish clay which they smear on their faces. And here then is a picture of these amakhwala. Today, unfortunately, there are many illegal initiation schools that crop up because there's money to be made out of this, and as a result there are many botched circumcisions, and the consequences of which result in many fatalities. And there's a strong move to try and criminalize this, but nonetheless it still happens from day to day. There's also been a move to have the operation performed in a hospital, but traditionally it is believed that if one has not been to the mountain and had the operation performed in the traditional way, you are not an indoda. There is an initiation period for girls who are called the intonjane, during which they are taught the ways of womanhood and what is expected of them as adult women, but there is no surgical operation. Good, that concludes this little talk then.